Hey y'all, happy Saturday. Time for the weekly sauce. This is nearly everything I watched last week, pretty much. What did I start with? On Monday, Pee Wee Herman as himself. Y'all, first of all, I didn't know Natasha Leone was on Pee Wee's Playhouse. So that was cool. I like to see that. Mind blown. Um, I also didn't know, like, the Phil Hartman of it all, and I kind of I'm disappointed in how he responded to, Stern about, Paul Rubens' arrest. I thought it was really shitty, and clearly there was bad blood. I didn't know about that, so that was interesting too. Um, my biggest takeaway from it was he was just he seemed to be a really beautiful and gentle soul and ambitious for fucking sure, but like kind of pure. And he really did seem magical. So I enjoyed that. I also watched the Tylenol murders on Netflix. Y'all, this documentary brought me back to the fall of 1982. Okay. So I am just about to start third grade, right? And my mom and I were living in Ohio with my grandparents while my dad was in Germany, where we were moving, and he was setting up the apartment and all that stuff. So we were living in Ohio on the farm with my grandparents. And so my mom and my aunt, who lived in Indiana, just over like the border in Indiana, decided that, and my aunt had a daughter, my cousin, who's just 3 years older than me. Okay. So they decide they're going to take their girls and they're going to drive from Ohio to Boston to see my other aunt, who was in law school in Boston. And also growing up, I worshiped this aunt, right? Super fancy attorney in Boston. Not actually as fancy as it sounds, but anyway, worshiped this woman growing up. Um, and anyway, but when we got there, and she was in law school, right? So she lived in this really shitty, I don't even know if it was 100% an apartment. It might have been a boarding house, but my 8-year-old brain doesn't 100% remember that. But I remember my mom coming out of her bathroom, like crying and screaming, going, "When did you buy this Tylenol? When did you buy this extra strength Tylenol?" Because it was right around that time that all that shit was happening. Of course, we had come from Ohio, which is closer to Chicago, and then later on there was stuff on the East Coast too. That was a very cool trip. I went to Plymouth. I went to the Red Lion Inn, which I know we saw Bravo ladies go there. Um, anyway, it was a really cool trip. But yeah, so that doc brought me back to that time. But I had no clue that this was a cold case. I thought this was solved. Oh, I do this every time. This is Tylenol murders. My goodness. I thought this case was solved. I really did. Um, My money's on the big bad corporation, though. My money's on corporate cover up. Who do y'all think did it? I say this as I just took 2 extra strength Tylenol. So, bum, bum, bum. Tuesday. What did I watch Tuesday? The series finale of The Handmaid's Tale. I was happy. First of all, I'm glad the fucking trauma is over. I was happy to see Emily and that Janine got Charlotte back. Um, I have a lot of issues with the show, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm glad the trauma is over. Also, anytime like a new season of an established show comes out, my particular brand of neurodivergence rears its ugly head in that I feel the need to binge all of the previous seasons. So by the time we got to this past Tuesday and the series finale of 6 seasons of unimaginable trauma, like, I need to go away. I need to dig in the dirt for a week solid. I immediately put on Jesus and Miro for comfort because I love my bodega boys. One day, I'm going to be brave and I'm going to move to New York City to live near the Bronx Zoo to stalk all the beautiful women that work with animals there. And everything I know about Bronx culture, I learned from Jesus and Miro. So probably not going to be good for me if I try that, but it's a dream, right? I also watched Conan O'Brien Must Go. This one he went to Austria, and he's just always and forever will be the class clown. Wednesday, the season finale of Everybody's Live with John Mulaney. He had Adam Sandler as a guest, who was really fitting when it was a show about teenagers. I felt like that really kind of there it is. I need to get better at this. I'll figure it out eventually, y'all. But yeah, so I watched that. I also though, y'all, okay. I watched the new Sherry Papini documentary. Y'all, okay. Now I realize that I am a super gullible person. My kids say I'm most likely to join a cult. I don't think that's true, but maybe that's why I'm fascinated by cult documentaries. Anyway, but I really do believe her version of events. I really do. Um, and her story got to me. Again, I'm super raw right now. Also, I watched the entire thing in one sitting in the middle of the night. Like I woke up and I think I saw it was on. I was scrolling, it was like 1 a.m. Then I just didn't go back to sleep. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. Thursday, of course, was Poker Face. Not sure about the actual name of it. I'm calling it the Bad Seed. She's working at a fancy like kids school. Anyway, it was good, but I was just not here for the hamster murder. So that like kind of cast a pall over the whole thing. I didn't the hamster death I did not fuck with. I know I had started it last week, but I rewatched the first two episodes and then the new episode, the third episode of the second season of Nine Perfect Strangers. Also, I'll probably start doing a couple of tinfoil tiaras on it. I'm trying to figure it out, and I know I never should. But it's very interesting so far. Also, I just long to trip balls. That would be so fun. Uh Friday. Okay. Y'all, don't judge me. Um, I watched And Just Like That. Thankfully, I did not feel the need to binge the entire series beforehand because I didn't know it was coming, and that's just as well. This is one of those I feel compelled to watch because I watched Sex and the City. I was part of that culture at the time. Um, but I am not enjoying this at all. I'm not. If it's just that I'm in a different place, if these are different times, the writing is terrible. Sarah Jessica Parker is not a likable person on this show, at least. I mean, I don't know. She might be a lovely person. The character of Carrie is a biatch. I don't like her. I don't like her. I don't fuck with her. Also, I watched Destination X. Meh. Like, I'm still gonna watch it because Jeffrey Dean Morgan and, I'm only a woman. Uh, but and I'm waiting for Janae and who is that? Peter? Is that who it was from The Traitors that's on it? That was on The Bachelor? Is that Peter? Is because it's the dude that Phaedra roasted that was like, I don't need to kiss your ass for a rose. Oh, God bless Phaedra Parks. I really I have to admit, I did peek in on Atlanta via YouTube because, again, Bravo boycott continues. Stop platforming abusers. It's disgusting. Gross. Anyway, sorry. But what are y'all watching? Join me tomorrow. I do have the hour 11 of The Pit recorded for you, and that's literally my favorite episode so far of the show. So And join me Monday for Manic Monday. I'll do a recap of John Oliver, and I'll be talking about everything that I'm going to be watching this week. Primarily, y'all, the third Tuesday, Ariana Madix returns to my life and my screen. Love Island USA is back. So I'm super excited about that. I am going to be covering it. I haven't figured out how exactly yet, but I'm going to be doing all that. So look for that. Hope y'all had a great week. Take care, y'all. Bye.